안녕하세요. 반갑습니다. 오늘은 가슴 그리고 뚱 날이야. Today is, Hello, good to see you guys. Today is chest and back day. Alrighty, we're back with another video, guys. Hope y'all are doing pretty good so far on a nice Friday. As you saw, we have chest and back today, and yeah, I gotta say, today was a really good one. Honestly, pump was there, strength was there, vibes were there, friends were there. It was a good lift all around. But yeah, for the workout itself, like usual, started out with the 5 minutes on the bike and had our C4 drink today, of course. Had to make sure to get the maximum energy and strength output as possible, and also add it to the pump, if you know what I mean. Funny enough, even though it's supposed to have like beta alanine in there, I think I've just had so many C4 drinks at this point that like it just does not bother me, which is maybe a problem, but we'll have to see. But yeah, back to business. Yeah, after 5 minutes on the bike, did my regular dynamic warm-up with the resistance band. It's just banded dislocations, rear delt pull-throughs. You guys know the whole drill. If you want me to post a tutorial or just kind of like a full breakdown of my warm-up, I'll post it for you guys, or I'll just show it in a video, but I'm not really gonna go on too much about that because I do it all the time, so there's no good reason just keep putting it in if I keep doing it every time. So yeah, after dynamic warm-up, hop right into to calves to start off because I'm really trying to prioritize those. So basically the way I did it, I've been prioritizing it, is just putting at the beginning of my workouts, not every single workout, but like every 1 or 2 workouts I'll do with my calves. So I've been doing this calf press machine, and I just do my top set and then have 2 back down sets. I do that for almost all exercises and muscle groups that I do. So my top set was about 295, so I was a full stack. And then I basically dropped it down to 205. So that was about a pretty decent margin. So for the 205, I aimed for about 8 to 12 reps of that one, and honestly just really focusing on just getting a really good stretch, and then a pause at the bottom, and then just basically repping it out until I basically can't anymore. And the pump I had in my calves to start off this workout was insane. And knowing my calves were that pumped, I knew this was gonna be a good one. After doing calves, hopped right over to incline press, and then for incline press wise, started off with this regular warm-ups and everything. Then first set was 185, so that one is just my top set, just doing as many reps as I can with the 4 to 6 rep range. Got 7 reps there, so debating if I want to give it another week or so before I try to go for like a little bit heavier, so maybe like 195. But I think honestly it was like actually did pretty well. I mean, technically it's like more like 6.5 reps, just because that last rep of 185, like on the way up, looked a little not too great with the form, but it is what it is. I'm not really like the form police out here. I say as long as you're moving the weight, not getting injured, still feeling it in your muscle, then that's fine. But yeah, for the 185 felt pretty good. Then to really work on my strength, I did 2 back down sets. So I did two sets of 170, and just really focused on doing like pause reps, and also did the 46 rep range on those ones. Felt really good on those. Felt like I could actually like explode really well, and I feel like my my strength and also my power is also getting a lot stronger and a lot better. So I feel like that's gonna help me a lot, especially when it comes to gaining strength in the future and hopefully hitting some really good PRs, because you guys know I'm trying to chase that 315 bench. So maybe like because 315 is a pretty big jump, like 40 pounds on top of my my bench PR right now. I feel like right now, if I really wanted to go like right now, like fresh, then I feel like I could do like 285. I feel like that's my guess, but that's my hope, honestly. I don't know if that's actually true, but I say I could rally right now. I could probably maybe do like around 280, 285, but my goal is to get 315. So getting the 315, it's like for some people it's really easy, some people it's really not, and I feel like I'm in the middle, where I feel like if I was like kind of working my programming a little bit, then I can probably get it a little bit sooner than other people would. But at the same time, I'm also trying to get like relatively jacked too, like really ripped. So honestly, I say like as long as you have like one good compound movement, like bench press in my case, just as long as I have one of those in my workout at the very beginning, and then just really work on just a lot of like isolation and stuff, then I don't really have to worry too much about not doing enough isolation volume or something like that. But nevertheless, for the rest of my workout, just did incline dumbbell next, and did 3 sets here, around I believe 4 to 6 for the first set, and then around the same for the last 2 sets, except I dropped the weight a significant amount. So I actually got 85s today, so that's a completely new incline dumbbell number that I've never gotten before. So I've always been struggling like around like the 70s to 80 range. Like I want to say like me hitting 80s was like once in a blue moon, like a couple of years ago, and now it's actually like relatively like often that I hit it, or it's just like a regular working set for me now, which is honestly huge. And I understand that that's not like huge weight to a lot of people, but at the same time, other people's opinions don't matter. I'm still on my own journey. That's all that matters to me. So hitting 85s for me was actually low-key huge. So, and the fact I actually moved well, it wasn't just like just throwing up weight. Like I was actually like controlling like the whole way down, like low-key like going a little bit like slow and controlled. And I was actually feeling it all on my chest, which is one of the most important things. And so 85s felt awesome. Then I backed down to the 70s and just really focused on just getting really slow eccentric and just destroying, like tearing up my chest so that I can feel a really good pump, and also like really get those fibers nice and ready so I can be ready for recovery, that type of thing. But yeah, did that for about 2 sets. Then I had my buddy help me out with the last set and just really focus on the eccentric. And something that I learned from one of my good buddies, another friend of mine when I was in college, was basically whenever you feel like you can't get another rep, basically you'll have like a spotter with you, and what they'll do is they'll just lift up the weight for you, and then you just control the eccentric. So doing it that way and doing that for honestly like almost every single muscle group, I'm telling you guys, you won't get a better pump, and honestly, I feel like you'll actually get really big in the long run too. Because if you think about it, you already took your body to failure, and you're basically taking it to a whole nother degree by just having someone lift up and take care of like the hardest part, and then you just controlling it on the way down. It's really tearing apart each and every one of those muscle fibers, whether it be like upper body, lower body, whatever it is. And I'm telling you guys, gotta try it out. So once again, all it is whenever you can't do another rep, have a spotter with you for this, of course, and then just have them lift up like under your elbows, or if you're doing like bench or something like that, or if you're doing like leg extension, then have them lift up the pad or the handle, whatever it is, and you just control the eccentric. So eccentric is just the way down. So basically, like for bench, it would just basically be you going like this, really, really slow. And then for leg extensions, it would just be like, let's say this is your leg, and you're just controlling this portion right here, really, really slow. Been doing that, and it's been feeling really, really good. So I highly recommend that. But I've been yapping so much already, so let's finish up the rest of this workout. So right after the incline dumbbell, did 2 sets of the machine chest fly, and I've been watching this bodybuilder Nick Walker recently, and I've noticed a lot how he uses a lot of really good technique in terms of like how he stimulates his muscles a lot. And I know he's on steroids and everything, obviously, but that's not the part that matters the most. The thing is, no one will get to like his size without dedication, diet, and also the way that he executes each muscle when he works out. So I was really just like studying like his technique, and I saw that in all his workouts he always uses like really slow eccentric. So he doesn't worry about doing a ton of weight, but rather doing like a weight that he can control, but also get a really good squeeze and a really good eccentric on. So I've been using a lot of that, especially towards like the end of my workouts, once I can't really do any heavy stuff anymore. So I did that for a machine chest fly, because I don't really care about trying to get like super strong on chest fly. I just want to get like a really good finisher pump. And when I did it this way, bro, I haven't had a chest pump that good in a hot minute. So definitely gonna keep that technique in for sure. If you guys haven't tried it, highly recommend. Literally all I did for like chest fly, just to make it a little bit harder, was I usually do 170, 175. I dropped down to 145s, dropped the ego, and just basically just focus on just like doing like a quick squeeze for like a half second, at the top, and then make sure your shoulders are down and your chest is up. And then you basically just focus really slow, really open up the chest, and you're just gonna feel it. Oh, this could be a sick burn. And then you just keep doing it that way. I'm telling you guys, you don't need that much weight. Just improve your technique, focus on the eccentric, and you'll be solid. But do what works for you though. You don't have to. It's up to you, dude. And then essentially for the rest of the workout, I just did back right after. So for back, all I did was start off with weighted pull-ups. Did these for about 3 sets. First set was my heavy set, and then my last 2 sets were my back down sets. Where for top set I did 45s and a 10, so like 55 pounds. And then my last 2 sets I did 25 pounds, and just really focused on the eccentric. So rep range was the same for all of them, so 4 to 6, but the only difference was my last 2 sets were just really focusing on the eccentric and just really pulling apart my whole back and just getting a really good pump while I'm doing it. So those all felt really good, and hopped right on over to the rear delt fly right after. Just because my chest and back day, I'm really trying to prioritize my chest more because I feel like my back is more dominant. Not saying it's amazing, but I feel like it's definitely a decent bit ahead of my chest. So for my back, all I did was after the weighted pull-ups was rear delt fly, and like I said earlier, I just basically changed up my technique so I'm no longer doing it this way, like where the handles are positioned, but rather just positioning my hands like right above like my forehead, like right here, and then just lean a little bit, and then kind of like engage your back a little bit, so kind of push your chest up so you can really feel those rear delts, and then just focus on pulling apart, getting a good squeeze, and then slowing on the way down. Keep doing that over and over. Did that for about 3 sets, same style. Top set, 145. Last 2 sets, 115. That's all there was to it, and I had a crazy rear delt pump when I did it this way. So I think definitely the technique that Wesley Visser showed it's definitely worth it. You guys should give it a try. I think he has a YouTube video on it. Just look up Wesley Visser rear delt flies, and trust me, it feels insanely different. But yeah, after rear delt flies, just finished off back and went ahead and did some Yates rows, but this time I really focused on just like the way I'm moving the weight, so I don't want to use like super heavy weight here. So just focused on just squeezing, and then eccentric, squeeze, really slow eccentric, just to finish off my back. So only did about 155 pounds here, no straps. I also want to work on my forearm strength, and I feel like I'm still feeling my back when I'm doing these, so it works for me. I know people will probably say, roast me in the comments saying like, dude, stop being an idiot, just use straps. But I'm just doing what works for me. That's how I live my life. That's how I do my gym. If that bothers you, then I don't know what to say, but that's just how I like to do it. And as long as I'm doing what I like to do, then that's what matters to me. And that means I'm enjoying it too, so yeah. But essentially, I believe that was all there was to the workout today. Apologize for the yapping session. I knew it was a little bit longer than usual, but without further ado, hope you guys have a great rest of your Friday. And today was like, tomorrow is gonna be my last day-ish in Lynchburg for like a week or so, just because I'm going back home for Christmas break, and then I'll be back. So I'll still be filming at home, don't worry guys, but yeah, that's pretty much all there was to it. So without further ado, hope you guys have a great rest of your Friday, and don't forget, get jacked, be cool with everybody, and what's gonna happen? We're gonna make it. I'll see you guys later. Peace.